You wanted an inspirational speech.
Why?
Why do you feel the need to be inspired?
Before you listen to any corny
Motivational speaker or anything else of the sort, we should all ask ourselves that same very question.
why do I feel the
Need to be inspired.
Do you have ambitious plans?
Plans with no way of knowing how to reach them.
Do you struggle to get out of bed?
Bed each and every morning.
Have you lost hope? I can inspire you. Anybody can inspire you. Not anybody, but I can give you the inspiration. But what I cannot give you
Is the willpower.
simply because it is already there within you. Willpower. That's a word that's become
A common theme throughout the story of my whole life, my life so far. I was once told by a casual friend of mine who's not really so much of a friend, and you'll see why, that he's never seen me do anything impressive
I didn't really ask him.
for him to tell me that, but he went and told me anyway, so
He has a habit to give
give unsolicited advice.
advice. I was born with ADHD.
ADHD. I was diagnosed at 8 years old in Boston Children's Hospital. It is the most well researched developmental condition, yet is arguably the most misunderstood.
The two key things you need to know for how to truly understand
Understand it are these two things.
Number one, ADHD
is a terrible name for it. It is
not a deficit.
intention, it's a regulation issue.
Number two, you need to know about executive.
Function and its opposite, executive dysfunction.
Executive function is working memory.
Organizational skills, initiating tasks, and so much more. Executive dysfunction is the impairment of all of these things. Almost every brain with ADHD is executive dysfunctioning
I know mine does.
severely.
And before I get into my
Personal life journey, I have to tell you the happy ending to it all, so that you know that it's worth it in the end.
so you know the point of it all. I graduated. I am an Eagle
Eagle Scout. I'm still a writer,
and I have no intention
of stopping there. I'm growing my own business, and I'm pursuing a degree in creative writing here at Middlesex, and I intend to volunteer community work here at Middlesex as well.
I grew up in Drake, town known for having
A very ableist and
ignorant culture, mainly because of its
public school system.
and its routine ableist practices. Ableism is
Discrimination against those who are disabled.
schools looks like not
Accommodating for those with disabilities. As you can
imagine. This made things very difficult for me in Drake.
When I was 11 years old, I joined scouting. My treatment there was no different than it was in school. I was the weirdo, I was treated differently by everyone, and I didn't know why.
In high school, I was
Verbally abused by my teachers and by my peers. I had severe mental health struggles, and all the source of this was my refusal to have any sort of formal accommodations or individualized education plan.
yet I pushed through. I didn't care for the people who didn't see me or value my feelings
Feelings as people.
as a person. They had little empathy for
For me, so I didn't have much for them. And that's strange for me to say, as I consider myself to be very pathetic.
I've been called stupid and treated like I was stupid. And I would treat those people.
Just as cruelly back.
And then I began to live
Above them. Go through life on my own terms. By the time I got to junior year in high school, I devoted myself to achieving Eagle Scout.
I pushed through my symptoms. Before I did, another
A friend who wasn't really a friend told me to my face that I wouldn't make it. Spoiler alert, I did.
oh, and for the awards
Ceremony, I didn't invite that friend who told me I wouldn't make it.
and then he had the nerve to ask me,
Why
what?
wasn't I invited?
So I was writing this.
I struggled in exactly how I was going to inspire you. I figured I would just tell you my own personal struggles and the goals I've achieved in spite of them all. I have nearly failed not almost, not all of them, but almost all of my classes in high school. Or I've come close to the point of failing them.
I once got suspended.
At the end of my senior year, it was for pulling a prank on a teacher that once verbally abused me, and who I was powerless to do anything about, so I pulled a harmless practical joke on him. My friends thought it was hilarious. So did I at the time, but in school, not so much. The consequences spiraled me into severe mental health issues. In spite of the belief that I had in the beginning of my senior year that I was going to have my happy ending to a 13-year-long journey. My parents didn't make things any easier for me either. And yet, that same teacher, when asked by the school if I should still be allowed at graduation, told them yes, that they shouldn't take that away from me. Before you believe in yourself, you must remember that there's always at least someone out there who believes in you. Then you can start to realize that willpower again. I asked you in the beginning, why do you feel the need to be inspired? And I told you that the willpower is already there within you. If you didn't believe it then I'm proof that it's true. It's there. It exists within you. The willpower exists